everyone, what's up? It's Balloon. Happy Monday. Welcome or welcome back to my channel if you're new. Hi, and we're going to get into some tea. So first of all, I want to get into this whole Nikita Dragun hospitalization kind of scandal that happened on Saturday night. Now, I was sat at home Saturday night, not really doing anything, and then I flicked through on Nikita Dragun's Instagram stories. Now, she said that she had been detained by a magistrate and that she'd been held like 5150'd for 8 days. So as I started looking at Nikita's posts, I was like, hang on a minute, some of this doesn't add up, right? I looked at Nikita's posts. First thing Nikita said was that she'd been kicked out on Thanksgiving Day. So that was the first thing. Then it was, oh, I've been detained by a magistrate in a psychiatric hospital for 8 days. That is what Nikita said. And then she posted selfies of herself in the psychiatric hospital. And videos as well. So selfies, videos. And this whole thing just started to kind of fall apart for me. You know, Nikita was talking about mental health and this is the real her. You know, she really struggles with her mental health and this is her truth, this is who she is, all of that. She was talking about all of this. And I was just sitting there like, this doesn't add up. First of all, I was really triggered because Nikita was sharing photos of herself with what looked like a big gash across her stomach. But further inspection, when I actually looked at it, it looked like red lipstick. It looked like a big line of red lipstick across her stomach. I'm not going to put the photo in here because I don't want to trigger anybody else. You know, honestly, when I saw this video footage of Nikita in a psychiatric hospital, as she claimed, when I saw this video footage and the posts, at first I was very triggered. Because, you know, mental health is a serious thing, and to be detained under a mental health act, you know, that means that you're either being a danger to other people or you're a danger to yourself. So when I saw these posts, I was really triggered and I was like, hang on a minute. Nikita, just prior to this happening, Nikita was out in the streets in underwear, taking selfies, posing. And then not only that, she was doing a video of herself going back to her high school. So she had like a meet and greet at her high school, seeing all of the students there, because now that she's, you know, this person who's come out of Virginia, she's famous and she went back to her old high school to be a kind of role model or an example for these kids. You know, so she was doing all of that. She was doing that kind of activity. You know, she was in the streets naked, on a train track naked, or in a little bikini, taking pictures of herself. Then Saturday she came out with this stuff about how she'd been detained at a psychiatric hospital. Now, in the video that Nikita shared, you could see a policeman in the background. But there's a lot that doesn't add up about Nikita's story being about mental health and being about being detained in a psychiatric hospital. There's a lot that doesn't add up in this situation for me with Nikita personally. You know, there were a lot of people who did believe it and who were very concerned for Nikita. And at first I believed it too. But then when I actually looked at it, I was like, hang on a minute. She's got her mobile phone. She's filming in there. She's taking selfies. If she were really detained under the Mental Health Act, they would have taken her phone away. They would have made her wear like the top and bottom, the medical top and bottom. But Nikita was sitting there in a bed in a bright yellow t-shirt and these hospital bottoms. And I was just looking at it like, hang on, something is really fishy about this. It doesn't sound like Nikita's telling the truth. So this is what Nikita wrote on her Instagram stories. She said, I've been detained for the last 8 days under a temporary detaining order and magistrate. I was kicked out on Thanksgiving Day. I walked the streets in the cold. That's where I said Nikita was posing. She was posing in underwear. She had a big puffer jacket with her. She was posing in underwear, taking selfies, all this kind of stuff out in the street, basically modelling. That's what she was doing. Then she goes on to say, I got picked up by the cops. So I think it sounds like Nikita was actually arrested for indecent exposure, personally. She said, I was hospitalised. I was administered into a psychiatric hospital involuntarily. She went on to say, I am okay. Then in the next slide, she continued saying, God, I don't know why, but I'll continue to fight every battle. I believe in myself. At this time, I ask for privacy. Family and friends, I love you. When I'm ready to talk about what happened, I will. The stigma around mental health is tragic. What they do not understand, they shame. History is not kind to women who think like a man. They just call us crazy. Now, while I may agree with that last line, I do think there are a lot of holes in Nikita's story. Then Nikita added another lengthy caption underneath a photo on her Instagram saying, I surrender, I want to be free, I've never prayed for myself, but here goes, I've been detained, handcuffed and drugged. It took me to feel like a slave, to understand and find myself. I was placed under a temporary detaining order and magistrate, taking away all my rights as a human. I was kicked out on Thanksgiving Day. I walked the streets in a red GCDS dress, Atsuki jacket and clear stripper heels in the cold. Like I said, I saw the photos that she was posting up on Instagram of this day that she's talking about, where she was literally posing. She went on to say, I was picked up by the police and rode in the back of the car. I was hospitalised and tested top to bottom. I was administered into a psychiatric behavioural hospital involuntarily. I was drugged so intensely I couldn't even keep my eyes open for days. After getting called crazy so many times, I almost wanted to believe it. History is not kind to those seeking mental help. It was weaponised against me by even the ones I love the most. I've been speaking to a therapist and psychiatrist for months prior. Medication was an option, but for my choosing, this trip to Virginia was my way of trying to reconnect, to find myself again. The only people who seemed to understand me were the patients, bipolar, schizophrenic, etc. I finally found people who just saw me for me. I even met a patient named Jesus, born on Christmas Day. He talks to God, and baby, that's good enough for me. My divinity and singing granted me freedom. I was lost, alone and afraid. I know he works in mysterious ways, and Lord knows I can take on any battle. This one hurt, but showed me my will of fire. I'm a victim, I'm a survivor, I'm a lot of things, but underneath I'm a girl with a dream. The next slide in Nikita's IG stories had another text message written on it saying, I'm back home in LA. My trip to Virginia was meant for me to reconnect with myself and my past, the good, the bad and the ugly. It was a lot to work through, but I regained my humanity. So, mission accomplished. So, underneath Nikita's post and underneath the post that Deaf Noodles made, also sharing this, there were comments, good and bad, of course. You know, there were a lot of people who had sympathy for Nikita Dragun, but then there were also people like me who said, well, no, this is a stunt. You know, coming from Nikita Dragun, this is a stunt. This is another one of Nikita Dragun's infamous publicity stunts. She's doing this for attention. She's doing this, you know, to hype herself up, because Nikita has done some very choice things in the past. You know, there's been a lot of cultural appropriation from Nikita. There's been weaponizing the trans community. Like, Nikita has even used the name Venus Extravaganza. And of course, Venus Extravaganza, can't speak today. Venus Extravaganza is from Paris is Burning. Now, she tragically lost her life. So, Nikita, it seems, has been trying to do this whole rebirth thing, right? Nikita has done this whole, oh, R.I.P. Nikita Dragun stunt, where she came out on Halloween and it was like, oh, burying herself in a coffin and throwing flowers. So I'm like, girl, you're doing the most for attention, you know, doing the most. This is why I really can't believe Nikita's word about being thrown out on Thanksgiving Day. You know, Nikita, at the end of the day, is a privileged transgender person. She's trying to make out like she's being hard done by. It's like sad fishing, you know. She's doing this to her fans, and it's just, I would call it sad fishing, you know, asking for sympathy from her fans. Oh, you know, this is what's happened to me. And doing this makes it difficult for anybody else to be believed about their mental health. Any other influencers, anyone else who wants to come out and say that they've had mental health struggles, you know. Also, this whole entire thing with Nikita trying to say that she had her rights taken away, it's very much giving me Free Britney movement. You know, it's very, very much giving me Free Britney movement. Like, Nikita saw how much attention the Free Britney movement got and how Britney was celebrated when she was freed. And now Nikita is trying to be a martyr, kind of, and, you know, take on this role so that she can then gain sympathy and all of this from her audience. At least that is exactly how it looks to me. Please do let me know all your thoughts and comments, opinions on this situation. You know, like I say, when I saw this pop up on Saturday night, I was actually very triggered by it myself. I was so annoyed that I actually blocked Nikita Dragun after this. I was just like, no, I'm blocking her on Twitter. I do not want this energy. I was like, no, gone. No. It just really made me angry when I saw this. Why would you troll about something like this, you know? And I know we've got no 100% guaranteed proof that Nikita is trolling, but going on Nikita's track record, it's just too hard for me to believe anything that she says now. It's too hard for me to take Nikita at her word. You know, many transgender people and just people in general are treated awfully in the mental health system, like Britney Spears was. But Nikita Dragun, no, she was out posing, taking pictures of herself. So if she was really picked up by the cops, I'm thinking she was picked up by the cops for indecent exposure. You know, there's just a lot of holes in Nikita's story for me. Love you guys. I'm going to stop this little video right here. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Sorry if it's been a bit of a rambly one, but I'm just kind of getting back into it. I've been at work the last few days and stuff, and now I'm just kind of getting back into some of the drama stuff. So I might have another video up for you later tonight. If not, it will be tomorrow. I'm going to go and actually do a nice festive look now, because I've made myself a little headpiece and earrings and stuff. So I want to go and do some cute TikToks and photos and stuff. So I'm going to go do that with my evening. Take care. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.